Hey, welcome to the CSC A stream. We got a great match tonight. Team Flash versus Rain on a reschedule. A little bit of technical issues getting in here, but I'm your host, Mr. Cool, joined by Bible Clinger and produced by Nico. Getting right into that first round here. Looks like we're going to go for a B or an A hit, full body up through mid. Not a lot of util to speak of. We got one flash, two mollies, and a smoke. Could be an arch play here. Doxic holding passive from arch. Sees three, doesn't get the pick, falls back to safety, holding through lane, or holding through arch. T's already on site. Jordan Watt trying to hold the site, gets taken down by Vic. Harry seeing if she can make anything happen with Doxic to delay this plant. Bomb still hasn't gone down. Money G getting a pick in top mid there on Hector. Doxic moving in through Moto, onto site. Tries to clear Sprite, can't get the pick. Sprite getting two. Starting to look a little bit undoable for the CTs here. All right, moving into round two. Looks like we are going to be getting a buy coming in from the T's here. We are saving on CT. We'll see if they go for some aggression towards B site here. Yep, looks like we are going to go for a 5-stack towards the B site here. T's might walk into this. Got an early molly coming out, trying to deny banana control. T's are playing a little bit passive, somewhat of a default right here. Money G going back through arch, trying to get some intel back onto A site. Still not a lot of aggression from the T's here. Starting to get A control. Rotates are coming in now. Colin J with two huge picks right there, closing out the round. Coming into this first full buy round here, what would you like to see from the CTs, Nika, or Bible?
I think what we really need is we need them to stop the aggression that we're seeing right now out of the T side. The first pistol round was good. It was a little bit back and forth. The second one obviously don't have any money. But this time, now you've got money, you've got the guns. I think what you need to see is maybe something aggressive, maybe take apps, take banana, fight for these positions, and really force the terrorists to consider where they're going to put their resources.
Yeah, absolutely. Passive B site hold coming in right now. Passive A hold not fighting for top mid. It's smoked off. Starting to get some early aggression up to car here with Colin J. He's going to swing into it. Nobody's here to really defend it. And not a lot of CT left. Not a lot of CT util left to go around. We got 3 smokes, 1 flash, and an HE. That one smoke down. Colin J smoking coffin, trying to make progress on B site here. And we already have 3 Ts up in apps and lane. Carry holding down the fort as the solo A site player with a rotate coming in through Moto now. He's just waiting, seeing if they can bait out that early fight. They're not giving it to him. Starting to make some progress up in lane now. They know they have a pit player. Doxic with a huge pit in arch. Huge pick in arch. That turns this into a 3v4 for favoring the CTs. Harry can't make it happen taking that apps player down, but it looks like the bomb's going to go down. Still a doable retake, even health on both teams. Doxic waiting for his CT players to get up here to do this retake with him. T's playing a very passive post plant, setting up, waiting for him. Jess and Money starting to make progress up Moto. Oh, and Doxic gets the pick on site, gets traded out. Now it's Jess in the 1v2. Can she make that happen? Oh, very close round.
Very close. It was incredibly close. Unfortunately, what you saw before was that the counter-terrorists had themselves split. You had two people on the B side doing absolutely nothing with no terrorists anywhere nearby, but they didn't know that. And so what would have helped if they had made some information plays earlier, if they had maybe gone for a banana, a fight for a banana, or at least do something to get some information. And so what you ended up having instead were the counter-terrorists push back on A, holding as far back as they could, and unfortunately it came down to the position in pit. Carey was not able to hold when the apps player finally pushed. The terrorists had all the time in the world to dissect the site.
Yeah, and now we're going to see another save round coming in from Team Flash. Definitely not the way you want to start off your CT side Inferno, but that's a huge pick getting a rifle in apps there. Carey most likely going to go back and try to save that now. CT's still playing very passive, grouped up in apps and not playing for car control. T's starting to poke their heads out of car, seeing if they can catch anyone out on B site. No real util to speak of yet. Ginge getting ready to swing into 2. And he gets picked. That's a huge pick. This is a winnable round for Team Flash now. They got the intel. There's 2 more holding up towards car. And Money G can't make anything happen on the hold. Carey is going to try to go in for a retake with this AK. No armor. Doxic and Jordan both coming in now to help with the retake. No eyes are really looking towards Carey's way. Oh. And that's going to be a closed out round from Wet. It's a very dominant start for Wet.
It is.
Would you like to see some more banana control or banana util? It seems like they're just giving up car too early.
Yeah, I think the counter-terrorists here they're trying to play the defensive game by being, solid on the back foot and just holding the line. I think they need to start taking space and being a little bit more aggressive. In my opinion, they have the firepower to be able to do it. They have the skill, they have the team. These teams are very evenly matched. They should be coming out a little bit more like that and showing what they've got.
Yeah. Rain setting up in another passive default here. Colin J holding banana with the up. We're not going to get any car aggression this round either. Again, another passive setup on A site as well. A little bit of T util coming in, smoking out the arch player. Starting to make space up in apps for the T side here. Oh, Doxic getting caught out with a nade, but he gets traded out. Jordan what? Still no rotate coming in from the B site. This is now a 2v2 with 3 T's stacked up top mid. We are starting to get a rotate now. We got Money G coming over from the B site. But he's going back. 3 T's up in lane, taking space, trying to util out this pit player, see if they can get someone to peek. And Carey swings into him and gets one. But she can't make it a double. This is starting to look like a save round for the CTs here. Jordan what? Trying to see if he can make something out of nothing here in lane, or in arch. Hector on site. Again, a very passive post plan. A very defensive game from both sides here. Colin J holding for the arch player. But it's going to be a save coming in from Jess and Money G. We keep talking about this early pressure that we want the CTs to be applying, but is there anything else we can start to see? They got that early pick into apps, but couldn't make it happen on a save round. Is there anything that the CTs can be doing to try to hold passively successfully?
Well, even if they don't want to peek banana, let's say, they could get a smoke down all the way to the bottom of banana so that the terrorists now have to reconsider, even pushing it. Do we want to go through that? And oftentimes what you'll see teams do is put that smoke at the bottom of banana and then cheat a player over to A site. So you've actually got 4 people on A and maybe 1 guy at B with the op or something to be able to see what's going on.
Got a full buy coming in from both teams. Carry a little bit light. Not a lot of util on the CT side, but almost a full stack. Looks like we are going to be moving into this passive default from the Ts and CTs again. Might be seeing a double swing top mid here from the CTs, now that I say that. Vin taking early app space, seeing if he can catch someone out early in the round. Careful for that pit player. He knows Carey's been playing there. Oh, this could be a huge, huge lurk. Money G spots him out. Doesn't get the pick. And Jordan Watt cleans him up. Oh, Jess goes down on B site now. They have to rotate back. They're sending a full rotation. Hector trying to lurk through CT here, it looks like. T's are rotating back. They know site's open. Hector's calmed it. And he gets the pick onto...
And just like that, it looks like we're stuck in another save for the counter-terrorists. Money G now is, at least he's hopefully going to be able to save the op. That might be able to do something for them. He's watching from the back of B site, though.
Terrorists win.
And not only does he not save the op, he gets knifed. All that money going right over to the terrorists. This is a bit of a disaster right here. You're 6 rounds down. Team Flash is now taking a timeout. Really a good idea. Take the timeout, figure out what's going wrong, and see if you can come up with some plan. I really do appreciate the, like it's not over, right? You got 6 rounds down. You got another 6 rounds to go. You can really make a difference in talking it out, figuring it out. Even if they take another timeout now, a second one, and really flesh out what they're going to do, that may not be bad. I still think the solution is to get more of an information play. The rotations are coming in not based on what they're actually seeing, but I think it's based more on their intuition, their analysis, what they think's going on, but they're lacking the information. And they really need to start making more of these rotations based on the actual data at hand. They need to start peeking, they need to start setting things up, blocking access for the terrorists, and then making their decision.
Absolutely. A lot of these rotations feel the action. That's a huge pick coming in from Jordan Watt. Gets traded out by Vic. Not a lot happening in this early round after that early pick. T's trying to take space top mid, moving bomb over there, but Toxic gets another. Falls back through Boiler. Safe. Oh, and Carey swinging out and catching him off guard. This is starting to look like the first loss that we're going to see for Rain here. Toxic spots another one in abs, gets killed. Then trying to make a little bit of space, possibly just trying to save now. But Carey gets him. Now it's just one player on T steps, Colin J with the AWP. He doesn't really need this eco. Starting to swing out in the top mid, can't catch Carey, she rotates out just in time. Very careful of everything right now. He is going for bomb. Although at this point, 20 seconds left on the clock, I don't think he has the time to take site. What went wrong for the T's in that round, Jordan? Or, Bible, excuse me.
What I think happened there is the counter-terrorist Team Flash actually did the right thing. They played aggressively in apps. They threw the terrorists off their game there. Got the first pick. Yes, it was traded, but now the terrorists had to grind their advance to a halt and figure out what are we even doing. And that gave the counter-terrorists time to sort of set up the actual battles that they needed to win. So I think we need to see the same thing just like that, but you can't have it just on... Like, you can't just have the apps aggression. You need to change it up a little bit. You need to have the people in B on Banana actually doing some things too. Make the terrorists guess, are you going to be pushing down there? I wonder if they previously tried to play Banana on a previous match and got burned, and now they just don't want to do it.
Yeah, this is Team Flash's first Inferno game. I believe that Rain has played one other Inferno game. But it looks like we're going for an early B site hit right now. Early util coming out. Smoke for CT misses. Money G and Doxic trying to hold site right now. Or Money G and Jess. I apologize. Throwing down the throwing down the Molly, trying to deny that early site. Waiting for the rotate to come in. And the T's are playing very passive here. Not having any mid-aggression coming in from the A-site CT players here. We're starting to creep out through car, seeing if we can catch someone out. DJ Jazzy Jess throwing the smoke, trying to keep them boxed in. And it looks like it's going to work. They're not disrespecting the util. They are sending a player back towards A. They're feeling pressure that's not there.
They don't believe it. They don't believe that the terrorists are really sitting Banana.
Well, Vin could get a big hit. Tries to take down Jordan on Balk, but can't make it happen. But that should make the CTs feel a little bit more pressure. Sight coming in. Just getting... Money G trying to clean up the last, but can't. Looks like we are going to get a plant here for Rain.
No, he found
Counter-terrorists win.
Yeah, that's around. You know, you could feel that pressure, but at some point you just got to commit to the plant. But overall, this is looking like a very wet, dominant game. 6 early rounds on CT or T-side Inferno.
Yeah, I think we had a number of times there that the really Team Flash is actually playing against themselves. That one pick by Vin on A site was the lurk, pulled back 2 more counter-terrorists away. If the T's push didn't die to that crossfire, they would have had the site and they would have locked them out. It's just a couple things that just went wrong for Rain that round. But I really think Team Flash needs to rethink some of their CT strategy, their rotates in particular.
Absolutely, but chip damage coming into top mid. Money G already down to 6 health from 2 good nades coming in from T-steps. Holding back in pit now. We are still seeing a 3A default. Very passive. We got a little bit of util coming into Arch side. Smoking a Molly. And it looks like they are just going to try to run out onto A site now. Running into 3 CTs. Doxic holding on site. Harry gets the apps player. Money G catches an arch push. And Doxic goes down. Last 2 T's still hanging out around A site. Pushing through lane. I don't think they saw him. But Carey gets him anyway. That leaves Colin J in a 1v4 with an up. You know, if you're Colin J here, you're up 4 rounds early into the game. You have the eco. Do you think you want to save that up here?
I mean, you could go to save it. You could try to get a pick or 2. I mean, you don't want to get too risky with it, but, you know, one thing we haven't talked about is that Colin is actually a really high-rated player for Team Rain. He's got a rating of 1.33, So if anybody could do some damage right here on this team, 1v4, I imagine it would be Colin.
Absolutely, but he goes down in the end. Or, sorry, just saves in the end. But we are going to see a full buy with an AWP coming in for Team Flash here. We can see if they can make something work.
It's still a close game, though. I mean, 3-6. This is the turnaround that Flash really needed.
Absolutely, still very much doable. Make it into an even half here, and you can really just exploit some aggression on T's side. But we are going to be seeing a save come in for, save come in from the T side here. They are grouping up towards top mid again. Jordan Watt playing a little bit more aggressive than we've seen him play in top mid here, but now backing off. And we did move the 3-stack over to B. It looks like they do know their eco should be hurting here.
It's not a terrible idea to stack B in the thinking, okay, they're on an eco, maybe they're doing a B rush, but after you don't see them coming for the first, 30 seconds, maybe at that point you want to think about going back to A, because they're about to execute here.
Yeah, dropping a little eco and going back to Doxa, trying to hold down a 4-man arch push, can't make it happen. That gives the T's a rifle, and they are just going to try to speed through CT here, moving into a 3-man CT stack. Carry getting sprite. And another, but gets traded out by Vin.
The bomb is down, though.
Oh, that is huge. Bomb is down in CT. And now Colin J is the last alive, pushing through card. No one knows he's here. Two v1 right now, two right bursting off, and he gets the pick on the money. G just knows where he is. Doesn't want to take that fight. Oh, he might not know the rap here. Colin J very focused on Arch.
3 seconds.
And no time. Jess won the round. That's a beautiful play by Jess right there.
That was way closer than it should have been. That was absolutely terrifying. You could have lost a round like that by just an op walking behind you.
Absolutely. They're giving up those 1vx fights. Especially on an eco. You can't be peeking out solo. You need to be swinging with your team there. But we will be seeing a force buy, or a light buy come in from Rain here. No AWP on the CT side. Still sticking with the stack 3 towards B. We are going to play a little bit more aggressive in far this round. He's just not respecting the smoke. Pushing through the molly. Getting Jess caught out in the sandbag. CT anti-UFO comes in. And again, they're just not going to respect it. They're trying to push through it. But they back out. Now they're getting crunched into banana here. We got 4 T's in banana with the wrap from Jordan Watt coming in bottom mid. Gets one. Can't make it 2. And now we have 2 CTs rotating back towards A, but the T's are staying in bottom banana there.
They inadvertently funneled them back. They pushed up to banana. They had the smoke there. They run back down, and then Jordan's molly pushed them back. They're like, well, we can't go A. Let's just go back to B.
And that's going to put the CTs in a strong disadvantage here. Money G holding in a 1v3 site hit. T's are starting to take site. Clearly, they're slowly clearing. And they get the pick with the MAC-10. That is a huge pick for Rain right there. Now the rotates are going to come in. They are split. Rotate through banana and CT. Doxic trying to pick a fight through backside. Gets picked out by Colin J with the AWP. Now this puts Carrie in a 1v3 retake where she's just going to have to save that eco here.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do on this round. So, cut your losses and try to go forward in the next round. You got one more round to make it happen. 7-4. Not bad. If you can get it to 7-5, you're in really good shape here. That's a very decent CT side and T side even for Inferno. You just have to buckle down for the next half.
Absolutely. It was starting to look a little bit grim, but with those three wins in a row that NAN managed to string together, this is a much more doable game. Especially if they can get a win out here, but the eco is not looking good for Team Flash.
I wonder if Team Flash will try something different this time. You know, it's the final round. You've already played, you know, your certain way, going one way or another, you know, pushing here, not pushing here, like leaving banana open. Why not try something different now? It's the last round. Catch them off guard.
Yeah, we are going to see a bottom mid smoke coming in from the CTs here. And again, Vin just trying to disrespect it, but he doesn't push through. T's already taking space up through alt mid. But they are going for an apps push on the CT side. This worked for them once before. Can they make it happen again? Jordan Watt is trying to get a little bit of intel. He could catch out Hector. And he does. They get the pick. That's an AK net with huge chip damage onto Colin J. And an HE to finish him off by carry. That's that aggression you were talking about, and it just worked out beautifully for NAN that time.
And look what they changed at B. They put a player on the boost this time. They are playing it differently on both sides.
Yeah, Money G trying to hold the cross here. Only has a 5-7. A little bit of util to boot, but Jess is boosted. Gets the pick on. Can she can't push the smoke? Can she make it 2? No, but Money G cleans it up for her, bringing it to 5-7 for the half.
That's the winning formula. Yeah, that was perfect.
Very good way to end out that half for NAN.
I agree. They changed it up exactly what we were saying, although not in the manner. They, instead of going down banana and pushing aggressively, they tried to get creative. We want to play a defensive game. We want to hold back, but how can we do it differently? And they went with the boost, and it worked out fantastically. And if you noticed on B site, Money G was fighting from the CT position. So they knew he was there. They knew that all the gunfire was coming from his direction. So when they smoked him off and he ran away, they thought, okay, CT's fine. We got to start focusing on the site. And that's what enabled the boost to come in with Jazzy Jess's spray down.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, that early aggression we were talking about earlier with Carey and Jordan Watt pushing through apps there. If you want to play a defensive game, that's not a bad spot to push, and they made it happen. Rain coming in with a tactical timeout here, trying to workshop what they want to do on this pistol round. We are seeing a good... Yeah, absolutely. Especially when the matchups are so even like this game is, you know. NAN overall rating of the team is a 106, and NAN is a 104, and Wet has a 106, so this should be a very close matchup for both teams.
Yeah, I believe this is the second place and third place team for Rain and Flash, respectively. So they're fighting for second place right now to see who can climb just a little bit higher towards the top.
Absolutely, and it looks like we are going for a split push in through apps from NAN right now. Sprite getting the early pick, backing out through Boiler. He's just going to take it and leave. Playing under porch now. This leaves the T's in somewhat of an awkward position. Still got 2 smokes, a molly, and 2 flashes. We can group and hit for a site here if we're on T side, but... Lane smoke comes in. Looks like it's going to be an A hit. CT molly comes out, tries to deny top mid. 2 T's in apps right now. And 3 CTs holding for A. Arch smoke starting to fade. Colin J hoping he can catch one out here. Swings into Jess, gets it. Swings back out and gets carry too. Those are 2 huge picks coming in from Colin J. Going with the aggro, pushing top mid. Vic getting a pick onto Docs, killing the lurk out. And now they're just going to crunch down into NAN. I mean, what can you say other than that's a really well played round from Rain right there?
That was fantastic. That peek out of Arch to take out 2 was exactly what they needed. That just stopped the whole thing cold. The aim came in there for the pistols. Now Rain should be able to run away with it if they can get this second round in with the MP9s. And I see Sprite bought a shotgun. This should go well.
Yeah, absolutely. And NAN isn't going to force into this one. You're starting to see a lot more of that now, but NAN is opting to play it safe here. Looks like we are just going to get 5 players going towards the A site here. trying to take a little bit of early abs control, but the CTs are played back a little bit more passively. Trying to hold, see what kind of eco the T's are on. Jordan Watt and Money G trying to take a little bit of space in abs. Sprite holding for the long range. Molly goes into Boiler. Colin J with 2 huge picks. Can he make it 3? Gets flashed out by his teammates. Goes back. And he does get the 3rd. Now it puts Money G in a 1v5. You know, good crunch from the CTs there.
I think you can definitely see Colin has some really good aim, and that's why he's got that high rating. 13 kills, tied also with Vin, who also has 13 kills. I think Rain's in a real position to run away with it, although, you know, obviously Team Flash is going to have something to say about that now here on the first rifle round.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm starting to wonder if these peaks that Colin G's hitting are somewhat of ego peaks now. You know, they've been playing a very passive game on both sides of this map. But looks like we are going to get a little bit of early BE. CT's pushing out and catching Jordan Watt. DJ Jazzy Jess trading him out. They got the intel that she's in abs. Sprite falling back towards the A site here. Gets chipped down a bit. 2 T's still in banana here. Ginge and Vin trying to throw down some util to stop a push on the B here. A little bit of a spam through the smoke, but can't make anything connect. And there they got at least 1 top banana now. And Bomb is starting to try to link up with A site players. CT smoke comes in, trying to sell a fake here. Oh, they're moving back up towards B now. Doxic getting a huge pick on Vin there. Last B player is holding the Vin, or Doxic swings on him, can't make the pick happen. Ginge falling back into church, smoked out. Plant is coming down. Made in a new box. Church players swinging out. Sprite gets picked out. Oh, this is a 1v3 retake, and Ginge can't make it happen. You know,
I think the B bomb site started to fall because of that push that Vin did, supported by his teammate with the flash. I don't hate it, though. I think it was a good idea. I just think the execution just wasn't there, because when Vin pushed through the smoke, the enemies weren't blinded. The flash maybe needs to be worked on a little bit, but the idea was good. It just, you know, that's what happens when you push through and they're not blind.
Yeah, absolutely. We are going to be getting a full buy coming in from both teams now. No AWP for no AWP for NAN here, but Colin J with another AWP. Peeking into mid, doesn't get the pick, swinging back out, and makes it happen onto carry. Falling back onto site, Vin taking position in top card. It's flashed out, but they don't want to give it up yet. Two T's working their way in towards Boiler. Looks like Bomb is trying to take some space in mid. And Doxic again trying to sell a little bit of a fake on the B side. I think Hector knows something's up. Moving back into their arch here. Gets dinked and forced back into CT. That kind of isolates those two pit players.
Nice.
A huge pick coming in from Vin there. And we are going to see some arch aggression now. They really want to hunt down Hector. And they make it happen. Two CTs ready to hold this push. Ginge getting the first opening pick there. And now the T's are just kind of stalling. 30 seconds left on the clock. Ginge holding through Church. And the T's are starting to move back towards A. Waiting out that moto smoke. And it looks like they're saving. You know, with the eco that Team Flash here, I'm not sure that save here is the best option.
Well, as long as they don't die after time, it won't be too bad. That would be the worst case scenario. Oh, you know, one thing we should talk about now, it's really important. Vin's pick was the result of that same flash push. They tried the same thing this time, and this time it worked. I don't know if they changed the flash or if it was where the people were positioned, but the player in Banana was completely blind. They pushed out there, killed the one lone T lurking, and that's when they suddenly realized, hey, wait a minute, there's nothing else here. And they could start repositioning for the attack coming through CT spawn.
Yeah, we are going to be seeing a force buy coming in through Team Flash. And immediately getting gunned down trying to push through Arch here. Colin J just standing in a molly. And now the T's are just kind of forced into top mid here. Crunch through Banana is coming in. They are going to get a plant.
Bomb has been planted.
With a huge 2 picks from Jazzy Jess. She still knows there's one more lurk coming, or one more rotate coming through mid. Smokes it off. Peeks Colin J, does good chip damage, can't get the pick. Now that leaves Toxic alone in a 1v2. Gets the pick onto Colin J. Now it's a 1v1 versus Ginge. No intel on where he is. Ginge swinging into him and makes it happen. That's a huge clutch up. Does he have time? No kit, no time. With the eco there, you'd think you'd see 5 kits on CT.
Sometimes it's a good idea to buy extra kits when you have the money, or if you're gonna, let's say you've got 3 kits or 4 kits on the team, just pay attention if you're the guy without the kit where your teammates die, and make sure you take a slightly longer route on your rotate and pick up the kit on the way out. It's, you know, sometimes that saves you the round.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like we are going to get a force buy coming in here from Rain. NAN back onto a full buy, still no op. Taking some early space, or early controlling through car, forcing the CTs back with that flash. And they are going to respect it. They give up car completely. Hector trying to hold through Banana, or hold through Boiler. Gets pushed out through the bedroom player. And a very passive T-side default coming in from Team Flash here. James throwing some BU to stop the push. Spite gets a peek, gets the intel that there's 2 there, but chip down to 17 health. And it looks like the T's are starting to link up towards B site here. Bomb moving up, taking car control, but they really want to sell this A hit. They're leaving 2 players over there. It's going to make this a 3v2 site hit. Alright, we got 4 T's stacked up in Banana now. Jordan Watt playing the lurk, trying to sell that fake. Trying to link up with his team now. He's pushing through car. Colin J with a huge pick, followed up by Jim. Trying to go for another, can't quite make it happen. He's pushing out now. And they get the pick. Jim's tracing out, tries to fall back through Church here. Hector pushed that smoke and gets him taken out. But he gets one first. Carey pushing through with a knife out, gets the Glock pick, but then gets traded out.
I think this is looking a little dire for Team Flash. If they have any, I think they have a timeout left. I think they should maybe consider calling it soon. They're down 11-7 now. The economy's not so good. It's starting to look like the end is nigh. for their run here in this match. But they apparently have heard the advice, and they take their time out.
If you're Team Flash, what are you discussing here? Are you considering a force buy?
Yes, I think you're considering a force buy, and you're considering where Team Rain is weak right now. For example, Colin has the op, and they know he was playing B last round. So maybe what you're going to want to do, if you force buy, if you want to go through it, maybe run through T-apps all the way through apartments. You could try a waterfall. Sometimes it catches the counter-terrorists off guard if they're not playing apps aggressively. Alternatively, you could go face down the op. You get a bunch of grenades down banana, hope you catch them off guard, and just run them down. You know, the old idea that the op can't kill everyone with one shot unless you line up.
So we are going to see a force buy coming in from NAN here. They are going to make it all, or go for broke here. Sending 5 through banana. They get the pick onto Colin J. That's a huge pick. Jin's trying to hold down the site through church. Gets one, falls back into church. He's going to wait for his teams to retake here. That's going to be a bomb plant for Team Flash. They have the up. Ginge with another pick. Turning this into a 3v4. Starting to push through church. Smoking the banana player. Money G with a huge pick right there. Oh, that's heartbreaking for NAN.
That's utterly surprising. Team Flash did exactly what we were saying they needed to do to get onto site. They killed the opper, they killed the best player on the team, and they got the op, and then they got the site. They did everything right up to that point, and then they just failed to hold it. I think, you know, at that point, post-plant positions are really important, and sometimes we don't give enough, enough thought into how you can set up for success in the post-plant. Really unfortunate. They did the start completely correct. I don't know what more I can say to that. You've got to do the same kind of thing again, but I imagine this time Rain is going to be way more scared about getting bit by that, and they're going to be preventing any fast plays.
Absolutely. We're going to see 4 MAC-10s and an AK coming in on NAN. And then another full buy with Ginge with a shot, or not a full buy, excuse me, shotgun and an MP9 on CT. Hector trying to take a high through arch. 3Ts trying to rush him down. Carey coming in with the jumping pick with the MAC-10. Bomb was spotted on A site, but they're going to send it back down mid towards B. We still have a lurk player in apps. And one in CT. This might be a pick through library here. Toxic with great positioning. B site hit is starting to take place. One player playing through church, one player playing new box. Bomb is starting to go down. Or no, it's not. CT player gets picked, new box gets cleared. Now it's Doxic, Carey, and Jess in a 1v or 3v2. Bomb going down. Both CT rotates coming in through CT. Flash coming in through CT, trying to stop this push. Aggressive hold through church. Doxic swings and gets the pick. Stays alive in church. That's going to force Colin J to save. Gets one. Gets two on the exits. That's detrimental to NAN's eco. You know, all that armor, and I don't believe they had any util, but that armor adds up.
It definitely does. You don't want to lose guns, and you don't want to give confidence to an opera who's playing really well already. But I can understand the thought process. The thought process is they got MAC-10s. They don't want to save the MAC-10s per se, and they would rather run at the opera and with the chance of taking the op out of his hand so that they could go into the next, 4 rounds now they have to win facing an op. And I can understand the thought process. And okay, they tried it, it didn't work. You're buying now. You got to be way more careful now in this round.
And we are going to see a force coming in from the Rain here, forcing around the op, trying to keep their eco all in line. Colin J forced out of top mid with the flash, holding for arch. Then going for a peek with a deagle down banana here. Doesn't see anybody. Hector with a pick in lane. Jordan Watt taking Sprite out of half. Ginge and Vin holding down the fort on B site. Now it's Jazzy Jess in a 1v4 for the game. Moving her way back down to mid, trying to get to the bomb. Swing banana and gets taken out.
I think that was rather tragic for Team Flash because they had done 2 rounds in particular on the T side where they hit them hard and they hit them fast and they were coordinated, they worked together, and that was a recipe for success. And then when they go up against the Eco here, they seem to think that they could play for picks, not realizing they were walking into those, those laser 5.7s and deagles and whatever. It's just unfortunate, but I really think it highlights the things that each team were doing right and they were doing wrong in this match. Rain clearly had a better CT side, a better T side. They knew what they were doing in terms of team play, in my opinion, on both sides. Whereas I think Team Flash was a little cautious where they should have been perhaps a bit more aggressive. I don't think, though, they're bad at this map. I think they just need to really review the demo, look at it, and I think you could see a team that could be very dangerous on Inferno going into the playoffs.
I mean, absolutely. The few rounds, especially on CT side where NAN showed aggression, they played out well for him. I think this is a strategy error. Not an error, maybe just a lack of adjustment. If NAN just got a little bit more aggressive throughout this game, this would have looked very different, in my opinion.
Yes, aggressive, and if they did it in a coordinated fashion, don't go alone, bring your teammate. Go in packs of 2 and 3 at least. And, when they went with groups of 5, it was fantastic. And so they need to rely on each other a little bit more, in my opinion.
Absolutely, but all in all, I would say that's a good showing from both teams. 8-13, that's not a disappointing scoreline at all.
No, it's something to build on. You definitely have potential. You're getting into the end of the season. You're eyeing playoffs, especially your second place, third place teams. You guys have to be having a thought in the back of your minds. What are we doing for playoffs? What are we doing, when we have to widen our map pool? We got to do best of 3s. All that's part of the drawing board now.
Absolutely. But I think that's going to be it for the first stream of the night. Stick around. We will be having another stream coming in. I guess I've been your host, Mr. Cool, joined by... All right. Oh, my bad. I've been Mr. Cool, joined by Bible Clinger as a co-host and Nico as production. GG's to both Rain and Team Flash. Great showing from both teams. Catch y'all in the next one.
Right, hello everybody. We are live with a contender game. Sirloin Sizzlers from Cow and Nightshades from the greenhouse. On Anubis, I'm Proto. I'm here with Bible Cleaner. Let's get right into it. We're starting off with an A rush from the Nightshades, but the Sirloin Sizzlers have a two Berettas waiting on Fountain, and Yellow only gets one exit, picks off one on the entry, and Remix Pixel's already played out on Yellow. Now Remix Pixel gets a knife to follow that up. What is going on? This is the most chaotic bomb site take I've seen in a while. Everybody's looking in different directions and trades are going back and forth until it's just a 1v1. Captain Insano dinked. Chip walking on to Captain Insano, sitting A main. With players being really cautious, not running to overextend and give the round away for free. And now we've just got this awkward walk away. This is a really odd round. Chip's just gonna take that bomb and plant safe for main, but Captain Insano's literally on the other side of the map. Bible, I mean, what do you make of this? This is a little silly, no?
I think it was a little bit of getting in your own mind a little bit and trying to mind game, and you know, if it's B, but he thinks it's B, and if he knows I know that it's B, maybe it's really A. I think that's kind of where they got themselves into.
Terrorists
win. Yeah, really well played. Sorry, I just got volume back on my stream. I don't know what happened when I loaded up the stream, so I wasn't able to actually hear anything that was happening. So just pure visual input. But yeah, it looked like they were both just trying to call each other's bluffs, and in the end, Nightshades went out. Chip able to make a smart mix-up play, planning for heaven, but going to A main and just betting on that kit and stick not being there. Like, it's just gonna be a full USP eco from the Sirloin Sizzlers. Not much to see. A little bit of a B stack with feelers on the other side of the map. Nightshades are just going to come out B here with MAC-10s on all 5 players. Hunting the eco kills. Going to take out the 2 players in the bomb site and make that 3. And they're going to get the bomb down on B. Yellow and Banana to try to work awkwardly towards this B bomb site with USPs. Gets it on Yellow. And is going to get the follow-up on Banana, who almost catches him by surprise, but not quite there.
It's a very nice cleanup round for Nightshades. You get the pistol round. You want to, you want to get through with as little death as possible on your own team in the second round, and they did a great job. And there's not much to say about that. The problem is now you want to win the conversion round. So if you can win this round with a bunch of MAC-10s against the full buy of the Sirloin Sizzlers, you're in a great spot.
Oh yeah, for sure. That cash injection from that knife and those MAC-10s just running down is really showing on their util here, but it looks like they're just leaning to go B again. So gathered, and Captain Insano catching one on the entry. Gonna get a C-snaps, sorry. He's gonna get another and just stay alive here. It's a 4v2 retake as Banana finds another in toward the E-box position. Whoa. It's gonna go down, and that's just gonna be very clean trades in and out. And the Sirloin Sizzlers are gonna pick up their first round. That conversion round, not really there. 3 players alive on the CT side. That it's gotta feel like a little bit of a sigh of relief from Cow right now, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with that. They only lost 2 people. I mean, that hurts a little bit on the economy, but you're doing fine. You can start chaining rounds together. You can start building. You can start doing exactly what you need to do. This is going to be the hardest round right now. Facing this one, full buy AKs and an op actually on Remix Pistol. So they just got to buckle down and bear the brunt of this assault.
Yeah, this will probably be the first time we see just a full default coming out of both teams. Pixel's gonna find a pick on Captain Insano into his blue box. Not what you want to see if you're the Sirloin Sizzlers coming off of that 3rd round win. some awkward mid spam going on back and forth, and CTs look like they're just gonna see middle. B sites. Yeah, just this very pro-B style coming out of both teams right now. Not much space being taken by the T's. The only real space we see being taken is over here in A main, but it's just one player who backs off as soon as some counter utility comes in just to threaten the pop back in. T's starting to group up towards top mid here. Not much there to meet them. Not until they cross that door threshold. 48 seconds on the clock. It looks like the bomb is heading towards A. It looks like they're going to try to run an A split here. And the numbers Sirloin Sizzlers are almost there, but a huge nade onto yellow on that backside A position. It's going to soften him up nice and good. This take's going to come in, and yellow's in the hot seat. Able to get the first. A couple trades going on other parts of the map, but Sloop's going to come in and double up from mid and get the site. C-Snaps finding Sloop in that camera, but...
Oh, no.
Just like an awkward peek, dropping to try to get the AK, and then Op just comes to peek you as soon as you go for it. And you get leg, and yeah, you've got to save that. That's not what you want to see if you're a Sirloin Sizzler, honestly, or a Sirloin Sizzler fan. They're this is probably the most important round for their economy, and only one of the rifles getting out is going to be a pretty big setback for them. T's aren't going to care as much about this money deficit.
Terrorists win.
I actually thought for a split second he had the possibility of clutching that. He had the first kill. They know where he is, but he's holding. He's right at the correct position, and the op is swinging. And it's like, you know, it's one of those very tight moments. You hold your breath and wait to see who's going to win the engagement, and then all of a sudden the gun comes flying out of his hands. And if he didn't do that, if he held on and was holding the angle intentionally, I really thought he could have done it.
Yeah, it looked like he was, but after that swing didn't come for that half second too long, he just wanted that AK to try to make it a little more feasible, but it just happened to be the exact moment the op peaked. But I mean, the Nightshades are just seeming like they're opting for this very default heavy style on these gun rounds. They're really not even threatening mid in a convincing manner early. 30 seconds have ticked off the clock, and they haven't really control. Nade opened the long smoke on B and taken out by Nurse. He's going to get traded by Captain Insano. Yellow pushing A main here is going to get first pick onto Chip, who is immediately traded out by the Opera Remixed Pixel, and it's a 3v3, and this bomb is coming towards the A bomb site, and it's just exit here with a deagle and some armor. Only rifle is on the other side of the map towards B. Here's that exec utility, but it's just the bomb running in by themselves right now. Backside Molly going to force exit out of this position. Gets spotted, but not killed. Put across the tarps. And the split comes in. Sloop finding the kill from that camera position on the split once more. But Captain Insano getting the trade and then doubling up on the Hopper. Remix Pixel goes down, and Banana's going to take out Shock Dizzle on the bomb site as he's distracted by Captain Insano's entries from mid. And that's going to be a saved over rifle and some pistols with no armor, winning out round 5 for the Sirloin Sizzlers. That's probably the best case scenario given how round 4 went, honestly.
Absolutely. This is exactly the type of round you want to win. It really gives a boost to your economy, it gives a boost to your confidence, and it really just wreaks havoc now with, I mean, it just seems like the economy now is just a different beast than what I was playing 10 years ago in CSGO. If you look now, Nightshades are in just financial shambles here. They're going to have to take a save here. They're buying Tech 9s. So Sirloin Sizzlers could tie it right here as long as they don't do anything too dangerous.
Yeah, they've just flip-flopped the economy off that round win. It looks like they're just going to go back towards A. These numbers are here in mid quick. Exit's going to rotate off of mid fast and noisy. But seems to be having second thoughts. there's just a lack of information for the CTs that seems to be confusing these rotates. Exit has no idea where to be. Seems to be finally picking right, heading in towards this A-bomb site. Nope, questioning it again, walking back out of cams. They're just not convinced. I think the call is just to play retake A. Yellow's playing in that heaven position, and the util for the take is coming in. Those comms are going to start scrambling, and you're going to see feet start running all over. Either in the bomb site, up the steps. Banana's going to come from cams and get the first, but he's going to get traded out by Sloop. And now we just have this awkward standstill. The T's not quite in a position to take more space. Yellow's gonna swing early, get a kill on Nerds, but Remix Pistol's gonna push and trade that. Shock's Dizzle gonna push even deeper and take out Exit, but Captain Insano and C-Snaps are gonna push in together and get those trades back in, retake that heaven space. It's gonna leave Sloop in the 1v2. And he's just not going to be able to close it out. Captain Insano doing really great in these retake situations, coming in and consistently pulling back situations that could get messy really fast, just with some nice clean kills.
That was incredibly back and forth. I mean, multiple times it should not have gone that way. I think you're seeing some mistakes, and you have some good plays, but you have some mistakes coming through, and then mistakes from the other side, allowing each team to bring it back a little bit. I like the aggression from the terrorists. I like they didn't have much to work with, and they decided we're going to go in here together. We're going to do it, coordinated. And they took the site. I like the aggression when they pushed up and they got the first wave of rotators. But they needed to be just a little bit tighter with, with the buy that they had. And, it just didn't really go the way they wanted, but they got the money and they got the plan.
They got a lot of valuable real estate in towards that. It seems like they didn't get a chance to capitalize on it either because the swing came in too fast from camera, or they just didn't really make the CTs fight for it too much. A missed Molly coming in, chip down over towards A main. Bomb angling in towards B main, and the op is alone pushed up in canals. Sloop prodding up mid. Looks like he's going to drop out of the window on a moment's notice here. It looks like there's a self-flash. That drop's going to be heard by Captain Insano. He's going to give it a peek. Steps heard. Molly comes out just in time. C-Snaps gets taken out on the A site, or the B site, but Captain Insano is going to double up and E-Box to totally turn the site take around. Exit almost getting the op spam onto the planter, but it's not going to come through. Shock Dizzle low is going to get taken out by Banana anyways, and it's just Nurse in the 1v3. One player low, able to walk through the long smoke and get the first, but able to find the second. It's just Banana in the 1v1 with 1 HP, able to touch it out. That's just exactly what you were talking about. Just both teams making a lot of crucial mistakes, just letting their own odds just flip-flop back and forth so rapidly.
I do like the aggression, though. This is it's different than what we were seeing, or what I was seeing in the first game. We saw a lot of patient play in the first match between the different teams, and in this one, you're seeing a lot more confidence to go out there and swing, a lot there to take the fights and do what you got to do to win the round. And it's really resulting in some very close Counter-Strike. You're seeing 1v1s and different things like that in really dangerous scenarios where it comes down to just a split-second decision.
Yeah, that one literally came down to 1 HP. I think if Nurse didn't have to reload or whatever was happening over there, I'm assuming it was reload over, but this B-side is coming in on this Nico. Exit gonna get spammed down, but not taken out in E-Box. Gonna anchor in safe, not able to hit the shots as C-Snaps finds Sloop entry. Shock Dizzle is gonna find Insano over towards Long Temple. Exit's gonna find finally. Oh, a quick flick over from C-Snaps on the Shock Dizzle. It's gonna leave. And Chips gets taken out in towards E-Box, and it's just Remix Pistol with a block in B main. It's just gonna get taken out by Banana. That confidence is really showing from the CTs. I think they feel like they're finding their rhythm, and they're not afraid to take these fights on these retakes together, and they're making every peak count, it seems like. And actually, I do want to mention, you're talking about these mistakes. Both of these teams are struggling a little bit in this season. A win for either of these teams would be kind of great to help them get their footing in the standings just a little bit more as we approach the back half here, or get into the back half.
Yes, both teams are 2-5 right now. So, yeah, one more win definitely helps. It helps the confidence. It helps also figure out what your map pool should be. I should mention Nightshades is the only team to have played this map this season right now. So they played it and they won. So it may be a surprise map for Sirloin Sizzlers in the long run, though.
Yeah, I think Pixel's gonna find yellow over towards A main. That's your anchor gone. And Chip's gonna find a pick on Banana, but not before Banana takes Sloop's head off in the blink of an eye. Captain Nintendo getting out behind the smoke. Is he gonna find Chip? That confidence coming through, able to find one. He's getting traded back by Nurse. The spam coming through from Steve Snaps is just going to get him taken out. And Shock Dizzle is going to get that trade off. And it's just exit and a 1v3 with an op. A lot of money. Looks like I grab this kit and sneak away into rugs. Has to be careful though. Remix Pixel has good enough headphones. He might have heard those jumps, but the confidence to stay close here is pretty admirable. I'll be real. I would be very worried about losing this op. You have plenty of cash, but some of your teammates are low cash. You could easily drop over 2 rifles and keep your econ healthy. I find this interesting. This is really dangerous. The second the hot seat, not able to save the op over. A little bit of a bad hit. I think throwing that utility was a little bit of a mistake. Or at least not moving positions after you threw it. Something kind of hard to do anything on Anubis when you don't know where the T's are at. But Tactpaw's coming in here for the Sizzlers.
I think the mindset was that they figured Nightshades was on bad situation economically, and they really thought if we can take out 1 or 2 people, it really will make a difference long term. I mean, personally, I find that running down the people who are saving makes more sense when the saver is on CT side, because the economy is much harder on that side. Not always as much on the T side, unless they are saving and they didn't get the bomb plan and the timer's running out. Then it makes a lot of sense to run down the T. You know, calculation just didn't seem to work out. Obviously, as we saw, he gets picked instead. But also in the mindset, they're probably thinking, it doesn't matter if I die, we can rebuy, we've got the money, they don't.
Yeah, you're entirely right about that. You see the buy coming in, the util's a little weak on both, and exit's just going to get immediately picked in towards middle. Pixel just kind of seems to be winning the op duels consistently here. It's giving Nightshades a lot of leg room, but they're not going to really do too much off of that kill. They're kind of just going to continue to play their slow TP ball, group up and hit the bomb site. That's been working for the last 2 rounds. So another A split coming in. Rock Dizzle creeping around mid here. Here's Banana's step. Banana throwing a little bit of spam out there. The open is going to get caught in the side of the head, rotating over to A as Chip finds yellow and the A site has fallen. I would be surprised if we don't see another.
Bomb has been planted.
Another hunt probably coming in. You know, I will say, I think something that's happening a little bit too much is Exit is kind of going for these peaks and these picks without a lot of supportive util, and it just doesn't really give room for anything to happen other than hitting your shot. Walks into Temple, free, and Captain Nintendo is going to get run down by the pack. Absolutely nothing saved over, and they're broke, and they have to save here for last.
I wonder if C-Snaps was, he got, well, I guess he didn't get disconnected or anything. It just seemed like he didn't move, didn't react. He was just completely distracted by something, which is unfortunate. That hurts your economy to lose 2 rifles at the end of a round like that. Really would have been nice to bring those 2. And to your earlier point, I understand what you're saying about exit, but I guess on the other side, I have to say that I think Remix Pixel is just doing a great job with the op right now. It just seems like he's hitting his shots. And maybe like you said, utility would be good to be used against him. Give Exit something to fire back offer against offer.
A step smoke as the canal's low. Maybe he doesn't need them throwing util if they're gonna land like that. I think they've been hitting that stair smoke pretty consistently. Just bad luck this round. Call it that. Yeah. Oh, okay. And C-Snap's gonna find an AK over in middle without taking much damage. No kid on this. Banana's the only one down there. Banana caught in a bit of a weird position. Oh, ammo on the AK, not able to get the kill. I mean, they have a great foundation for their T side with at least 5 already, but the more rounds you can get on CT Anubis, the better. It's especially with how solidly the Nightshades are playing, and it's hard to do that without the money. I mean, look at their buy coming into this round. It's going to be... You might see some FAMASas or MP9s come out. C-Snaps probably drops the op over, but I mean, they don't have a lot of room to buy utility to really get anything over if they're buying main rifles on all of them.
It still might have been a better decision for them to try to save that round. I mean, at least bringing an AK would help, right? You know, the one-shot headshot potential.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Sorry, I'm laughing because we're over here talking about how struggling the CT econ is. Meanwhile, these guys in Nightshades are just dropping guns all over the place and spawning for fun. Just to flex.
T-side economy right there.
And another taking towards Banana. McPixel's gonna hold that cap and find exit. Dry walking the smoke and canals, and it's a 5v3, less than 30 seconds round. It's just gonna be an A split. I mean, that's just kind of all there is, and Yellow just gave away crucial in the main. Captain Insano has been great in this mid position, able to find one on Shock Dizzle, but gonna get traded by Sloop, who's been having a pretty solid game here, 8 and 9. And Yellow's gonna go down in A main, and it's a 1v4 on the last round. No kit on C-Snaps. I don't even know if there's a kit down. Wow. Yeah, there's Sloop beeping up the slower line onto C-Snaps. Tears his head off. We're gonna get in the back half of this game. I mean, just both teams kind of streaking back and forth there.
Yeah, I don't think it's not lost for either team. They're definitely both in the running. Obviously, it's going to depend on how each side plays their side on the second half. A lot of room for mistakes, a lot of room for really good plays. We're just going to have to see how they play the pistol, because as we all know, that's how you determine the whole course of the rest of the half through the economy. I have to say, I think you have maybe a little bit of an advantage if you're the T side, in that you get to choose where the battle goes. So Sirloin Sizzlers really can start the comeback here by just playing it right, playing it smart.
Spreading out a little bit. I'm a little curious as to what their plan is here. It looks like the bomb's in for B. There's 3 players on the back end over here. Chip gonna get Goosh early for absolutely free. It's a little awkward. Nurse spots one out in towards middle. Is gonna reswing from door. Just looking for the fight. Not able to find it. Just giving away info. And that third player on the B bomb site is gonna shuffle off. And that's another B site player pushed. Temple rotate coming in, but it's Chip who's 26 HP. Shock Dizzle is going to find Banana in towards that B main, but the bomb is rotating away towards A. Nurse is finally going to find Captain Insano over towards mid, and it's a 3v5 for the T side. This is getting a bit awkward. The rotates are... Nurse is kind of just running all over the place in this mid house doors section, but the A exec's coming in, and there's going to be 3 here. Nurse able to pick one, another Goosh player. C-Snaps able to pick Nurse. Chip goes down, but so does C-Snaps, and it's a 1v3. 2 players low, and Sloop is going to keep that trend of just hitting heads. It's going to clean up exit and take away any fears of a 3v1 going on here. So if you're on the Nightshades, that's great. That's really great. That gives you a lot of breathing room that you otherwise might be where your lead could have slipped away just by losing that round, right? So getting that, maintaining that lead, and keeping some breathing room on this CT side is all too important.
Yeah, definitely. The The danger, though, it was just unfortunate. You know, Banana was getting so many headshots on these people, but he couldn't kill them. And, you know, the obvious problem is no matter how low of health someone has, as long as he has 1 health, you know, 1 HP point, that's fine. He can still shoot back and be just as effective. So, I guess it really just goes back to you gotta finish your kills.
Yep, the inside hit comes in, all blocks, rushing in, Banana and Captain Insano combined to take it on the Pixel on Nova. Chip able to find a return on the yellow, but Captain Insano finding one with the drop Nova on the Chip return. Loop and Shock Dizzle swing out cams and are gonna clean up as sorry, Nerds comes out of cams and Shock Dizzle comes in from A main and they're gonna clean up, losing 3. It's gonna hurt the money a little bit, but the round is safe and secure. I'm a little confused. Why didn't they just do that on their pistol? You know, like they spread out so much that they gave over picks, and by the time it was time to hit the site, they just were down numbers and didn't really have the space to cut rotates or really do much of anything other than just go into the bomb site and hope they went out on the entries and trades.
I agree with that. I was hoping that when they spread out that they had a specific plan. Maybe, you know, one side was going to fake and then maybe rotate over and it was going to be a little bit more complex. But it just seemed like they were just looking for picks. And, you know, the USPS can actually kill a lot further at range than the Glock can, so it was a little dangerous.
Yeah, and all those good players, you would think eventually they would just deathball it up somewhere, you know? But, a bit of a slower default coming in here. I did take some spam damage over in the middle early, going for a pick, and Nurse is going to get that returned by utility. Pushed out of the position, and teammate comes in towards Chip. Evan, a little bit awkward from both sides. That's Chip tagging down 2 players to half or less, and Chip just coming down to 41 HP, but no deaths. Both teams all 5 alive. Less than a minute left in the round. You do have Banana wedged in here on this left side B main as the bomb walks over and the rest of the team creeps up canals. It's just Shock Dizzle and E-Box here. Not a lot of supporting util. Snap is going to peek early and get taken out by Shock Dizzle. And Shock Dizzle goes absolutely massive against 3. Can he get the 4th onto Captain Insano, who comes in through B main, taking out Sloop, but not able to take out the monster in E-Box. And they're going to get an op for their troubles along with all that sweet, sweet MP9 kill monies. 10k on Shock Dizzle and just holding on to an MP9 at the moment. Wouldn't be surprised if the rifle gets dropped over, but we're seeing a lot of very standard static performers on the Nightshades. Kind of just coming alive, having a lot of moments where they multi up, whether it's huge like Shock Dizzle just did or just reliable 2Ks like Sloop has been having. It's having a lot of impact for them.
Well, it was really important right there. We've seen a lot of scrappy CS, you know, players going back and forth some mistakes, and Shock really showed the kind of play you need to make right there.
Site coming in, the entries coming through. Gets a little bit messy. C-Snaps does run into the backside and catch Shock Dizzle, but it's just Banana left in a 1v4. Tech 9 able to get loot, but Chip's gonna trade it. And yeah, no bomb down, no bomb money. I think you hear attack pause coming in from the Sizzlers. Yep. I mean, tell me, if you're the Sizzlers, what are you thinking here? Like, what's your game plan? What are you thinking? You're down 11-5. You haven't had a single T round yet.
Yeah, I think, I mean, maybe this should have come in earlier, but I think you want to start analyzing a little bit more like, okay, guys, what's going wrong here? Where are we losing our fights? What are we doing wrong? Where do we go next? And I think what we saw is Chip was struggling a little bit to hold during that one gun battle, you know, when the players are shooting back and forth from A site, A heaven to A main. Maybe they could say, okay, you know, Chip was struggling to hit us that time. Maybe we can overwhelm him. You know, he didn't seem to be having too much support from his teammates in the moment, right? So maybe they could do what they did before and hit A little bit faster or something along those lines. At least identify where's the weakness, where are they putting their players.
Yeah, focusing that extremity might be useful if they can figure out that there's 2 B mid at the start here and 2 B. They could get a lot of mileage. I was surprised they didn't try to force the fight and just double swing Chip there and get the kill. Even if you don't accelerate off of that, right? You're you're really forcing somebody to come over from mid. You're forcing mid to be pulled back on, and you can kind of play with that. You can take some mid control, maybe drop B, maybe split A. It just opens options. Getting aggressive in towards A main around the A main smoke is going to find exit for absolutely free, walking in by themselves. I mean, this is just the trend, right? It just seems like they're just kind of straggling in, getting picked off before a trade can come in. Yella hitting a hell of a shot twice in a row onto both Sloop and Pixel. Remix Pixel's gonna peek from bridge to catch them rotating to B, but nobody on the B bomb site to receive them here. Lots of util in both T's hands. They're gonna get the bomb down here in a 2v3 post-plant situation. Good time to rotate into a post-plant. Now they're going in towards Temple. Nurse and Remix Pixel are going to be in towards this B long position as Chip creeps into the E-box smoke. Yella, a little bit of a standoff coming here, and Yella's going to hit his third kill of the round. Green Nightshades have had their heroes. Yella's trying to turn up for the Sizzlers. Smoke goes down on the bomb, and the stick is coming in. I have no idea what the timer is. They don't believe it. They're not buying. Oh, he wasn't able to find the bomb. He wasn't able to find the bomb. He wasn't able even to tap it to begin with.
No.
I thought our timer was having issues, but Pixel just kind of got lost in the sauce, I guess. I mean, you gotta put those headphones on, buddy. I mean, Yella absolutely pulling a hero round out. Insano finding an all too important kill over towards main himself. Big round win. Big sign of a potential for things to turn around. But you can't rely on heroes like Yella every round.
In the defense of the player trying to find the bomb, I've noticed that in Counter-Strike 2, I have so much more trouble finding the bomb than I ever did in CSGO. I don't know if it's just the visuals, if it's just the lighting difference. I've had people give different ideas, but the bomb is harder to be seen in CS2 for sure.
Yeah. I mean, oh man, some spam going back and forth, and Chip finally getting punished for being aggressive. Yella feeling confident, just takes the fight in towards Chip around that smoke and is able to get the kill. Nurse spam down 2, and the CTs are split. If the T's decide to split A main here, it's gonna be just Remix Pixel on this op, all by his lonesome. Yeah. You gotta really rely on sound. Banana finding a nasty pick over on B, onto Sloop. And C-Snap's able to find Remix Pixel after Remix Pixel takes out Captain Insano. It's just a the site is wide open. Banana's gonna rotate late in from mid, but I don't think they're gonna go for this. Yeah, they're gonna opt for the save on the Nightshades. They're a little scared of Banana still being in towards this B main position. They're gonna take it slow as they rotate out, but I mean, yeah, just much. That's kind of just like the opposite side of what's been going wrong for the Sizzlers is, you know, they lose those individual fights. The round just kind of falls dead in the water really early. But when they win them, you better believe it's nice and easy on the map. Just looking at how they can close it out.
Well, they had to punish Chip. You know, the one time we saw he was playing defensively and they couldn't crack the bomb site, then he played up close and he managed to get a pick for free. And so this time, you know, the Sizzlers are saying, okay, we're not going to let that happen. We're going to take you down. And they did that. And then from there on, they identified that, you know, mid was easy to get through and they did the A split. It was just a really good read from Sizzlers. They handled it perfect. The execution was good. They need, unfortunately, a lot more rounds of exactly that.
Yeah, 4-round lead for the Nightshades here. The econ on the CT side is pressed pretty thin. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Remix Pixel drop over some pistols. Yep, there we go. And they're CZs, so Remix does pick the inferior pistol, 5.7 for life, just so everybody knows. The much better pistol. Bible Clinger, I hope you agree.
You know, it's funny. I did not play the CZ when it was in its overpowered state, so I almost always preferred the 5.7, you know, with the occasion where I, you know, use the CZ up close in certain specific scenarios.
Yeah, I never liked the CZ. I don't know if it was just the fire rate or what. Exit able to find a pick towards Shock Dizzle. That's one of the rifles down. It's gonna get recovered by Sloop, but Sloop has no armor. Only other armor on the team is Nurse and Chip. We're both on opposite sides of the map. Looks like the T's are getting ready to pop into A here, or at least sell a fake. We've got two Nightshades players playing into this. Just pistols, though. Pistol creeps out. Spams down with the CZ. He's able to find that last bullet headshot. Two are going to be revealed here. You might even hear the third, and they're going to go over towards B. Sloop in towards Canal here is going to pick up exit, but is going to get shot in the back by the B main players exiting, and it's going to be a 3v3. Rotates seem like they're coming in. Chip does have a kit. I wouldn't be surprised to just see them save the rifles, but I'm curious to see if they make something happen. Remix Pixel spotted over towards this Canal's position. A little bit of the AK. It's going to start taking the duel from the arches. Made it down to 38 HP. Chip made it to 61. Is able to find another with that CZ. Can't pick up the AK. Swings to get traded, but it's a 1v1 Yella versus Nurse. Yella saved them last round, playing Ring Around the Rosie around the Obelisk, and there's just not enough time on the clock, and Yella's going to get the kill anyways and close it out. So a little bit messy for the Sirloin Sizzlers there, but they are ultimately able to take the round over. Their money's perfectly fine. They really don't mind losing all that money. As you stated earlier, you know, that T-Econ is way less punishing, but a little bit of a disaster averted. But yeah, just really, really solid patience and just kind of doubling up and playing together there on that round for the Sizzlers.
I liked how the Nightshades played the pistols, though. At least the A main push, where they were up there, they're close, they're waiting. They saw the execute, and then they took the fight. And they had the subtle clue when they saw after the execute, nades were thrown, they saw the T side walking away. And so they knew it was B, and then they were able to start getting more kills off of that. Unfortunately, with the pistols they had, they couldn't win it, but they brought it down to a 1v1, which was admirable.
Yeah, for CZs and 2 rifles saved over. That's huge. That is a huge find in the smoke for Sloop onto Banana, the B main lurk, and Remix Pixel at the same time is just going to find a pick in towards House on Captain Insano, who's was performing on the CT half for the Sizzlers, but it's slowed down a little bit. Not really finding many kills on this T half. It's just a 3v5. The T's are stacked up over towards this A bomb site. The op is here. There is a temple rotate right nearby. They've got util to go into this, and it looks like the util is coming out. Missed cam smoke. It's going to make that rotate job a little bit easier. There's a fight going on in the middle as the entries come in this main. Remix Pixel is going to find Yella, who's just going to stall out, and the bomb's going to turn around and run the other way. C-Snaps does find the pick in towards mid, and things are going to get a little bit awkward, but this information is going to be heard. A knife out. C-Snaps gets peeked, but both players spotted, and in this close position, Shock Dizzle is going to play close and just find both. Totally unexpecting this close position on E-Box, and that's going to be putting the Nightshades onto match point. 12-8. The third tack comes out from the Sizzlers. Plenty of cash. I mean, it's just a question of, are they going to realize what's losing them rounds here? Like, that it's just these stray picks that they're kind of giving over that's losing them rounds?
I think they might have an idea already. They've got 4 rounds to go. They kind of know what they need to do. They know that they're losing. I think sometimes, though, you can get, and I don't know if this is happening to them, but you can get pressured. When you're losing a match, you feel you should be winning. Maybe your teammates aren't performing, or worse, you're not performing. And, you know, you're in this dire situation where you can see the enemy, you know, collecting round after round after round. You start to make plays you wouldn't normally make. You start to make mistakes you wouldn't normally make. It's that desperation of, you know, if I just swing this, I know it's a risky play, but if I get it, it'll put us at an advantage. And that's the recipe to make things worse. And so they got to make sure they don't fall into that. They got to make decisions intentionally, and they got to do it together as a team.
Yeah, they're definitely suffering from losing more to themselves than anything else. Op's going to rotate over to B as the T's walk into this A main space. They're putting some pressure over towards B, and A main smoke's going to come down from Chip all alone on this A site. Creeps over towards Cake. Needs the smoke to try to gather some info, throwing some spam out there, but nothing really meaningful collected. Yella on the back of the over. Maybe he spotted his head on the jump or something. Executil coming in. Captain Insano, it's an ace split. Pressuring up towards mid. Is going to get peeked by Nurse from doors. Ultimately, not going to get traded. Exit's just going to opt to drop into the canals and go meet up with his team. And this is a little bit awkward. 4v4. Bombs down. Clock is ticking. Rotates are still coming in, but you don't really have any space to work with, and it looks like Yella is going to take the fight into heaven and does C2. Cam's player comes out, Exit swings to trade. Banana finds one in towards heaven, but Exit is able to just double up. They line up for him, and that's a big round. I mean, that's that aggression kind of coming through and shining. I mean, Exit did wonderful there to just sit still, wait patiently for the cam swing to come onto his teammate, get the trade. Some might call it baiting. That's good CS. Maybe he could be playing on the angle a little bit more, but you know, as long as you're getting the kill, as long as you're trying to do something with your teammate's position other than just stare at them on the minimap until they die.
High risk, high reward. It did work out. He got the 3 kills. It was fantastic. I think what Nightshades need to do right here, and they're taking the time to think it through, what they need to do is by mid-round, you need to have, if you've got 5 alive, only leave 1 on B, put 2 mid and 2 A. I think the Sizzlers have identified that Chip has been playing alone on A. Yes, he gets support, but he only seems to get support after they've the Sirloin Sizzlers have gone down a man or 2. So what you really need to do here is, hold all the sites and then split across like that in the configuration I mentioned.
Go expected. The nade stack comes in towards B and Kane from the Sizzlers, and they're gonna find 3. C-Snap's finding a couple with the rifle on the soften up players, and Nade finding another, and that's just gonna be a quick cleanup. I mean, what can I say? The Nightshades didn't listen to you, and
well, it was an eco round. That's okay. we don't have to count that one. That's them. I mean, and that's the high risk play. You know, you got an eco, maybe something can happen. You catch them off guard. It's a good idea. It doesn't always work. When it doesn't work, it looks stupid. But when it works, you look like geniuses. It's just the way CS is with the eco. Now they're planning the real round. This is what they need to do. Do or die right here. You got 2 rounds, and you know you don't have great money for next round. So you really, really, really want to do it right here. So I think if they do what I suggested, is hold the line right, B mid and A, and then start stacking mid and A so the split can't work.
Yeah, for sure. That A split, that A pressure has just been reliable. Even if they don't commit to A, right? They've run back to B a few times off that A pressure and have at least been able to get the bomb down a lot of the time. But yeah, this round, I mean, you locked them out for so long to get to match point without giving them much more than maybe a round or 2, and now you're in the hot seat. I mean, those moments of desperation might really start to come through here for the Nightshades if this round doesn't start off spectacular. And you might start seeing people play a little more careful, a little more afraid to make that first mistake over on their end. It's definitely not going to be Nurse, though. Has been fearless getting these spams in towards mid. Exit boosting up over the smoke. Isn't able to find the pick on a Nurse, but Nurse is going to spot it. Not able to trade any damage back and forth, but just going to respect it and trade off as mid-control util comes in. Both teams, you definitely see it. Both teams being pretty respectful. Even Chips playing back in towards this heaven position, just a little scared. It looks like they may have heard you, because if you look at this minimap, that op is sitting in towards camera. And last time they were here, Remix did kind of get a free pick. Hasn't shown his hand either. Op has not fired a shot on Remixed. Creeping into that door angle. Oh, and Insano tears Pixel's head off for free and is going to catch info on the other Nurse, rotating back over to Temple, and the B-drop's going to come in. And the split 3 and 3 box. Entries clean from Banana on the Shock Dizzle. Sloop goes down, only taking Banana out. Nurse hit down to 17 HP, I think legged by Exit for sure. Is just going to run away and try to save this rifle, and Chip sitting in canals is going to catch Captain Insano peeking wide, but they don't have a choice. They can't really afford to do anything other than save here, because if they lose these rifles, I mean, they're playing for overtime. They have no money to play for overtime with. And even here, I mean, what is the round loss bonus? Are they at 3-round loss bonus? They haven't lost that many in a row, right?
I think it's about that.
I don't know if they're at max, but even then, look at their cash. I mean, Sloop's the only one who can get even somewhat of a meaningful buy. And one of those, the op goes down. They're not going to have an op going into this next round. Remix Pixel has a huge impact across the CT side with that op, and it's just going to be missing here. That's a huge find. From,
yeah, but it's that pressure, I think, that I was talking about before. Remix Pistol feeling like, you know, maybe if I just push up, maybe if I go with the op, maybe if I get this pick. And it's like, it's all true. If you get it, it'll help you dramatically. But if you don't get it, you know, it's the gamble of the game, perhaps. But I can understand why he'd do it. Again, you know, he's been playing a great game. You know, he's got 83 ADR, 17 kills. But, you know, in retrospect, it's so easy to say, wow, it was the wrong move. You shouldn't have done it. But when you pull it off, you know, you act like, well, of course, you know, I had to do it.
So guess you get a flash chucked in front of you next time, buddy. You'll be a-okay.
It's unfortunate. It's heartbreaking. It really is, because I can understand where he was going for it. Everyone was nervous. You could see the tensions. You can see both teams, you know, like even Exit, when he was doing that boost, he failed the boost the first time up there. I think you're seeing these teams really understand that this is coming down to the wire here.
Yeah, and I just want to point out a couple things about the buy for the Nightshades here is that a Nova, huge nades on the exit, a Nova on Remix Pixel instead of an op. I guess that's the closest thing. Stack over towards A, but Remix Pixel is in A main by himself with this Nova. I think I saw a Zeus on somebody, but maybe they sold it and bought a flash instead. Maybe some scolding in the IGL. Remix Pixel does get the first on the yellow, but not able to find another. They're going to hear these rotates and this counter utility get dumped in, and they're just going to pause. They're going to pause. Banana making some noise, moving around in B main here. 59 catches half damage. Sloop is going to take advantage of that and get a kill onto Banana, and it's a bit of a strange situation for the Sizzlers. Are they going to fall at the last hurdle? I mean, the A site's completely open here, and it looks like they're walking towards it. They're going to run in to clear this B main, and they're going to call it all clear. E-Box is smoked, but that cam smoke goes up, and the T's are already in sight. Flash comes through. They're running through cameras. Trades go the way of the CTs here, and it's just Exit on 44 HP. AWP in hand. Bomb down tarp. 35 seconds on the clock. The Shades are not going to play loose with this. They're going to concede the space, not give over any free picks for the op, wait for the bomb to get tapped. Is Exit even going to stay here? He's looking for the fight. He's holding in towards camera, but the lower that clock ticks, the more pressure he's exerting on himself. Do we see a tap? He's making a play in towards heaven. The barrel's probably going to get spotted. Quick scope comes in. The stick on the plant. Back cake. He has to know this cam player is coming out. The fight, and Shock Dizzle's going to find the kill. A 1v1 to close it out. 13-1 for the Nightshades. 13-11. What a no-brainer.
I guarantee you, if you were on Nightshade's comms, you'd be hearing probably sighs of relief and a bunch of cheering like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, I mean, just unfortunate that those trades don't go. I mean, one of the players on CT side, on the Nightshades, ran out of ammo even on those entries out of camera, and you know, if somebody just hits a cleaner shot, I mean, that could have easily just turned the other way, you know? I just... That every kill mattered in basically every round, it seemed like. What a game. That was fantastic from both teams, really. Just really scrappy CS. A little bit of unforced errors from both sides throughout both halves, but you know, when it counted, they did come together and make some plays that tended to make a difference in the overall shape of the game. So
and when you think about it, Nightshades now have 2 wins now on this map. So going into the future, I could see other teams looking at this and saying, you know, do we really want to play them on this map? You know, if it's not really our strong suit here and it is theirs. So they may not have to play it again throughout the rest of the season, ironically enough.
Yeah, and you might also have to consider too that you know Nightshade's only team with any tape on Anubis in contender. If a team does decide, like maybe they've got it in their back pocket, they're not going to have anything to look at if they, you get into playoffs, people get sweaty, right? They start looking at demos, they start reviewing how you play, and if you go and look at this demo, you could see easily on both sides what their default is, how heavily they lean into it, how often they fall into set plays, where they tend to give over peaks, where their op likes to hold, and um, that's kind of the flip side of it, right? If somebody wants to put this in their back pocket and say, Nightshades, I've got your number. If you're feeling confident, you might just want to go back and watch this and give it a look.
Definitely, and it cuts both ways too. I mean, you figure Nightshades now, they won it twice. They could go back over their own demos and say, whatever, like maybe we left Chip alone too often or something. If I'm not mistaken, this is his first game this season with the Nightshades. Fun fact, if I'm not mistaken, he's actually the general manager of the team. So it's nice to see the leader leading and actually holding his own and showing everyone how to do it. But at the same time, maybe they'll figure out, hey, he does need a little bit more support on the A site, when 5 people are coming in, especially if it's a split.
Oh yeah, for sure. We could definitely. I think one thing you want to see a little more often is that op come off of camera and temple at times, especially when they're pressuring A as much as the Sizzlers were, and just let your op lock down some angles, set up your A main player. There's some aggressive peeks out with your rifle. They're close to support, and let Chip get involved in the game a little bit more. I mean, even playing in that isolated A main position, 15 and 17, only negative score on the team, but 8 assists, 89 ADR, second highest on the team. And, we had a few players just swinging for the Nightshades the entire game. Shock Dizzle on 21 kills, Remix Pixel and Sloop cresting near that 20 mark as well. I mean, yeah, I think that's like one thing that teams kind of fall into on maps like this, where there's just like this one island position, is they kind of forget that they can do something with it and make plays towards it in any position other than an eco. And yeah, I think they could definitely learn a lot from watching this and seeing where they were getting mileage and how they could improve things too. So yeah, great game.
And Sirloin Sizzlers can definitely add this map to their pool. I think they played it well enough that they can say, okay, yes, we have things we need to fix, but they can be dangerous. If they can run it up here to the score line, if they can play and make some, really good rounds in their favor, they can tweak what they've got. They can make it even better. They can make it more dangerous. And I could definitely see them actually picking this map in the playoffs.
Yeah, if they clean up that T side a little bit to give over less advantages, that little streak they had in the middle, they were playing really close together. Things like that boost, just slow map control, really choking out the utility. It could definitely be a playoff map for them.
Well, assuming I guess we should say, assuming that both teams make it to the playoffs, since it looks like there are a lot of teams near the bottom that are 2 and 5, and now Sirloin Sizzlers will be 2 and 6.
Yeah, they've got to swing hard if they want to make it through. But I think it's still possible. I believe I'd have to look at the standings once more. But yeah, I think that's all I've got to say about this game. I don't know if you have anything else you'd like to comment on, Bible.
Well, I'd just say, I've been through 2 matches tonight casting, and it was a pleasure casting this one with you. And I think both games were fun. They were very different perspectives. I like seeing them. The first one was slow, maybe a little too slow at times, cautious, very cautious gameplay and everything, and this one was a little more explosive, a little more wild, more towards the reckless side. And it was really interesting to see the different perspectives that these teams brought, and even the different skill levels, because, these were different tiers that we were seeing today. So, I had a great night, great time of Counter-Strike, and it was great casting with you.
Yeah, I had a great time casting with you too. Loved your insight into different parts of the game, for sure. All right, I mean, that's all I've got. Like I said, I'm Proto. DRG's the best franchise in CSC, just in case you didn't know. I don't know if anything you want to say, Bible Klinger, but I think that's it for me.
No, that's it for me. And obviously Nico is our producer, doing the observing tonight. And yeah, that's it. I guess we'll see you guys. I think we might be having a stream on Saturday and for the Free Agent League. And
Okay.
if Saturday or if not Saturday, we should be back Monday.
Absolutely, sure thing. All right. Well, with that, then I think we are going to close it out here tonight. Thank you, everybody who tuned in. Thank you to all the teams who put on a wonderful show, both in the first match and the second match. And thank you to Nico for doing production for us tonight as well. That's it. See you guys Saturday.